السلام عليكم. شكرا جزيلا صديقي نصر الدين، شكرا من خلالك لكل القائمين على المعهد العالي للعلوم. نحييكم على كل المجهود اللي تبذلوه في سبيل منح فرص حقيقية للشباب الجزائري، سواء كان ذلك من خلال التمدرس داخل المعهد تاعكم أو من خلال التواصل مع هيئات أو مؤسسات أخرى يمكنها أنها تقدم قيمة مضافة وتختصر الطريق على الشباب الجزائري في رحلة بحثه الطويلة على فرص للامتياز والتميز. Chevening is a house, it's just a house somewhere in the UK in an area called Chevening. It is owned by the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office, FCDO, وهو المكافئ لوزارة الخارجية البريطانية. And the name of Chevening for the scholarship was inspired from this castle, from this luxurious house. It is owned by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and Chevening, the scholarship, المنحة, is given by the FCDO, Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office. To get really into the swing of things, Chevening is a 1 year to 1 year and a half fully funded scholarship by the UK government to any university in any field of study. المنحة Chevening هي منحة للحكومة البريطانية تمتلك وصايتها وزارة الشؤون الخارجية البريطانية لدراسة ماستر لمدة تمتد من 12 شهر إلى 18 شهر على حسب الاختصاص. fully funded scholarship أيوة. ومدفوعة كل التكاليف من الألف إلى ياء. All expenses related to the scholarship are covered exclusively, entirely, by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Commonwealth Development Office. What are the conditions? ما هي الشروط؟ ماذا عن الشروط required? What about the conditions required to be eligible for the Chevening Scholarship? It's really simple. It's really simple. Having a bachelor degree, an undergraduate degree, مكافئ licence, 2 years of work experience, proven work experience, and I will come back to this one. What does it mean, work experience? And having a strong application demonstrating your will to create a change or to leave an impact. Creating change, sometimes it's controversial. What change do we want? And so on and so forth. It's absolute, we fully understand that. But making an impact, having the potential of being a future leader in the future, is really key in the selection process. Having a bachelor degree. Okay, bachelor degree, according to the Algerian system, licence طبقا للنظام المعمول به في الجزائر هو 3 سنوات. ولكن فيه تخصصات أخرى. There are other fields of studies where studies are just 5 years. Engineering, for example. في هذه الحالة, in this case, engineers are also welcome, and it is taken as if it is an undergraduate degree. So this is why in the Chevening official website, it does not specify bachelor, it says undergraduate degree. Can you imagine also what would be the case for doctors and pharmacists? Their degree is not a bachelor, their degree is not an engineer, but it's an entry-level degree, undergraduate, as called in the Anglo-Saxon system. When it comes to the 2 years of work experience, as Algerians, we define work as having a job contract, being declared and paying taxes to the CNAS or CASNOS or whatever, and having a formal definition of work experience. Meaning that if you cannot provide the certificate from CNAS that you worked effectively for 2 years, you are not considered by the Algerian law as having 2 years of work experience. For the UK, it's quite flexible. For this Chevening Scholarship, it's quite flexible. Why? Because work experience is meant by work experience any situational experience where personal skills were demonstrated. For example, students' clubs are considered as work experience. Being engaged as a role, having a role in students' clubs is considered as work experience. Volunteering is considered as work experience. Part-time jobs, working for, I don't know what, a grocery or anywhere, and, having a situational work experience because you manage situations. Also, internships and traineeships, everything that puts your skills at test is considered as a work experience. So please relax. I have seen people 21 years old, 22 years old, I have interviewed them myself, and they got the scholarship for very high-level top universities in the UK, and they made it. They are just 21, they are just 22, and that's it. Bachelor degree, 2 years work experience, it can be overlapped. While studying, having a work experience somehow. So it's just, don't worry about that. Demonstration of leadership. Once you click on the link that is not totally visible, I agree, but there is a link there. Once you click on the link and start your application, fill in your application form, you will be faced with 4 columns. You will need to write essays on these columns. And it's about leadership, skills, one's skills in leadership, in networking, studying in the UK, motivations, and career plan. And here, most of the successful candidates I have seen in 4 years' time are those who use the STAR method. Have you ever heard of the STAR method while writing or speaking? STAR? There? Have you ever heard about it? No? Okay. STAR method is situation, task, action, result. When you start writing anything, if you are considering, of course, to apply for the Chevening Scholarship, use this method. It's very, very useful. It's very useful not because it's just a wished method by the reading committee in the Chevening Secretariat in London. It is useful because it brings huge amounts of clarity to your quality writings. Situation, and you start telling a story. Situation, this is what happened on X and Y day. Task, in order to get this resolved, this is what was supposed to be done. X and Y actions. Action, there may be a difference between the task needed to be done and the action actually done. For example, calling on someone to solve my problem. This can be an action, but can I really do it? No. So, the action can be, okay, reaching out to someone like a medium person, who knows this guy better than I do, and with whom probabilities of getting this thing sorted out are higher. The action can be really long and more detailed than the task itself. And then the result, what happened at the end. And here, you have to focus on qualitative outcome of your action. Use this for the leadership essay, for the networking essay, and so on and so forth, for the studying in the UK and career plan. Of course, you will not be, left alone. There will be specific question asked under these 4 titles, to which you will need to provide a strong answer. Once you do all this process, a reading committee in London will sift through all the applications and give decisions or rate, essays accordingly. When it is done, they send to us at the British Embassy the shortlist of those who were successful in the written test. And then we will proceed by interviews. The interviews we have at the embassy generally are really, really smooth and comfortable for candidates. We have 97% of satisfaction of those who get interviewed, even if they did not get scholarship. Why? Because of, this diligence to make candidates really feel comfortable, because at the British Embassy, when we do interviews, we don't want to prove others as failing. We just want others, candidates, to give the maximum they can. And for that, we have our approach to make it as pedagogic and as comfortable as possible. Once they are selected, they have just to confirm some paperwork and go through some procedures, and then fly to the UK for a year, between a year and a half, studying in one of the best universities in the world, getting the certificate, fully funded scholarship from the flight ticket to the UK and flight ticket back to Algeria. Everything is literally included. To give you just a quick overview about how much does one scholarship costs for us, is around £30,000. One scholarship costs something around £30,000. This year, something like 10 days ago, Nasruddin honored us by his presence, representing the HIS at the British Embassy in a big reception we organized at the embassy. And we have seen 8 people being awarded with a scholarship, flying to the UK. They flew, I think, all of them, to study wide range of fields of studies. It goes from cybersecurity to clinical oncology, passing by, sustainable management and TESOL and so on and so forth. And there is no age limit. So those of you who think they are a little bit old, you are not. There is always an opportunity to redirect or to shift in your professional career, and it's absolutely up to you. I will conclude by saying that in last August, we, British Embassy, included the HIS as an approved university eligible, whose graduates are eligible to apply for the Chevening Scholarship. There is a list of universities recognized by the Chevening Secretariat in London, but thanks to your work, and I did not know you before, to be honest, thanks to your work, thanks to your active presence on the digital social media, on the digital communication, the assertive digital communication you have been having. So we spotted you, we identified you, and we were more than happy to include you and give opportunity to your future graduates to be eligible for the Chevening Scholarship. Other than that, I have to say, I'm really pleased to be standing here today and speaking to you about Chevening. Chevening this year celebrates its 40th anniversary, 40 years of existence. It has a massive global network of plus 55,000 alumni across the world, and there are most of them, really most of them, working in very, very high positions. They are leaders of today. Students of today are leaders of the future. More than 20% of world leaders studied in the UK. More than 20% studied in the UK. But, again, just to correct one of the misconceptions, leadership does not necessarily mean a president or prime minister. Leader is the one who has the capacity or the ability to lead and to manage situations effectively. I will be happy to take some of the questions if you have. Thank you so much.